Hi. So you've created some assignments, you set up your gradebook, you graded the assignments, and now you want to take a deeper look into the gradebook. So let's go ahead and do that together. So in order to see your gradebook, you always want to start off by going to grades. Now, once you go into grades, once this page loads, you'll be able to see all of your students' grades for all of the assignments that they've completed, and they'll be listed in an order that you have dictated for Canvas. So for example, I arranged my assignments by date. So I wanted to go from oldest to newest due date because that made the most sense to me. I wanted to be able to see what comes first and what comes next, and so on and so forth. You can choose another way to arrange your assignments if that is fitting for you. All right, so as you can see, all of my students are listed here in alphabetical order, and I can go in and look at details for each student. So I am going to go into a student who's doing quite well, so that you can see what that looks like. As you can see, you see a summary of her grades, the things that have been handed in. You can see how her activity compares to the rest of the class. She participates a lot. She has moderate page views. You can see her overall grade at the click of a button, and you can see more about her grades here. We could also scroll to the very end of all the assignments that you have in order to see everyone's overall grade. I won't stay there too long because I don't want you to see everybody's overall grade. But that is something that is possible. Now, I can mess around with this student. This is my test student here. If the assignment was handed in on Canvas, it automatically populates the gradebook. But if an assignment was not handed in on Canvas, let's say the person showed the assignment to you in class, you can go ahead and you can change their grade manually in the gradebook. So I can go ahead and give the test student full points for everything if I want. All right, so that is another thing. Now I'm going to go into that test student's information, and as you can see, the test student is getting an A, but hasn't viewed a lot and is missing 24 assignments, but none of the assignments are late. I can go into grades specifically for that student. And there is a lot I can see here. So as you can see, that test student is missing several assignments. Those were the assignments that I just put a grade in for, and I can print those grades. So if I print those grades, of course, I can print to a printer and hand it to the student, but even better, I can save these grades as a PDF. And by doing that, I can, and you know how to save a file, but I can share that file with parents, with admin, with whoever wants to know how the student is doing. So that's pretty easy to get those updates for students. So yeah, I think that is most of the great things about the gradebook, but there are more things that you can play around with if you choose to. Hope that helped.